it be nice if we had a magic button to build positive relationships with our children? Well, Dr. Ashley Stevens from Cabell County Schools is here to talk about some research-based information to do just that.
Absolutely.
I like this idea, a magic ratio. So tell us what this is.
So according to the research of Dr. John Gottman, there is a magic ratio of 5 positive experiences to 1 negative experience.
Okay.
And the idea is that if we're going to have a healthy, productive relationship, that's kind of the balance we have to strike. And initially I heard about it through, kind of parenting channels and, for every criticism or redirection, make sure that there's a lot of positive, that there's a lot of good in the tank before you have to dip some out to make these corrections. But when I started researching it for this segment, I saw that it showed up in marital circles, in the Harvard Business Review as like, this is how you should, work on feedback with your team so that you have an effective business team. So I think that the magic might actually be magical because everybody is seemingly adopting this magic ratio.
Interesting, because it sounds like there could be a lot of benefits to doing this.
Absolutely. So according to the research, it says that this helps build strong bonds, which makes sense.
Makes sense.
Promotes cooperation. I'm more willing to work with you when I feel like you're for my good and we have a good working relationship. Reduces conflict and also fosters confidence and resilience. Because we have poured into with positivity, whoever, in this case our kids, feel like there are a lot of things that they can do, which makes those corrections a little bit easier to take.
Yeah. And talk about, why does the ratio part of it matter?
So in general, if most of our interactions are negative, I'm going to assume that, you have negative feelings for me. And as parents, we don't get credit for a lot of the things. The food on the table, the roof over the house, over their heads, all the work that we do to make that. I can't swear that those are interactions. They're kind of background, unfortunately. And so, we kind of look at that. And then because negative experiences are tied so much more firmly to our memory, if you think about tell me the last 5 times people complimented you. You probably can't. Tell me the last time somebody said something ugly, and you can tell me a mile of them.
We do. Unfortunately, remember the negatives. I don't know why as humans we do this, but we do.
We are wired for it. It may even have to do with our survival, that we had to be on a swivel so we could protect ourselves from those things.
Yes.
But that's the importance, because it takes more of the positive to make it stick, because the negative is so sticky.
It really is. So help us out. How can families get started in making some positive changes here?
So anytime you make any change, you can start with an inventory. Just kind of sit back in a normal day and start counting. How many times have I had to offer negative feedback? How many times have I had to correct versus how many times have I been positive? If you think about when kids are little, we pick them up and automatically it's, oh, sweet baby, and you're so wonderful and the most beautiful thing that's ever been made. And that we don't do that when our kids are in middle and high school, and they may contribute to some of the reasons that we don't do that. But it's just, that's not how we interact. And so kind of taking stock and seeing, where are you? You may not go from wherever you are to 5 to 1 overnight, but how can we make some opportunities? How can we look for some things that are positive to share? Also, make this adjustment in little increments and share with whoever else is in your home. So, if you parent with somebody else, make sure that they're kind of on board, or say listen, I feel like I'm being really critical, or I'm working on giving more positive input. Can you help me, kind of watch these things, and just being intentional about it. It's more than that there's a magic fix for flipping the switch on that.
I know, because it seems like once you even do a few of these, you will notice some positive changes.
That's the hope. And at first they may be skeptical. If most of the time that we're having to spend is unpleasant, all of a sudden you're like, I like your sweater. That may hit a little bit funny. But just keep after it. The research also suggests that you just start small with those little things, and aim for quality over quantity. So not just good job, but I noticed that you studied really hard for your test. It looks like it worked out for you. I'm so happy. Praising effort over outcome is also, heavily mentioned in the research. Kids cannot, none of us can't always impact the outcome. I could play my hardest and lose a game. I could study my hardest and not do well. But when we praise what they can control, it allows them to build confidence and feel less like they're kind of pawns in something that they can't ultimately impact. impact. So looking at, did you work hard? Did you try? Did you start early? Did you take advice? Did we collaborate? And praising those attributes rather than you won the game, great job, or what a great A, you're so smart. Smart isn't actionable. Hardworking is.
Yeah, and they're not always going to win.
No, absolutely
or come in first. So that's a good lesson there. Any final thoughts, and where can families learn more?
Absolutely. So a lot of this comes from Dr. Gottman's research, and it is gottman.com is his website, where you can pop in, and again it talks about how to do this within relationships, how to do this within families, and then how you can apply it as a professional as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Some simple ideas, something to try at home. Dr. Stevens, thanks so much for stopping by and sharing this with us.
Absolutely. Good to be here.